Everybody, welcome to DaddyTube. On today's episode, we're going to do something completely different. I'm going to talk about something that I haven't talked about on the channel on DaddyTube before, and it's something really dear to my heart. So here we go. So welcome back to DaddyTube. Like I said earlier, in today's episode, I'm going to speak about something that's very, very dear to my heart. And today, it's my testimony about how I got saved. And the funny thing about myself is, for as long as I can remember, I had this thing that I wanted to go to church, and I always wanted to be in church and stuff like that. So growing up, my dad used to take me to church on Sunday mornings and stuff like that. It was just church. It was just Sunday to Sunday type of thing. When I was 10 years old, there came people and visited our small little town, and they had these like tent meetings, and they were praying for people and laying hands on people and all that stuff. And at that moment, I just went forward, and the preacher made an altar call and said, if you want to give your life to God, if you want to, no matter what your age is, how old you are, how young you are, if you want to give your life to Jesus, then come forward. And at the young age of about 10, I went and I did that. At that very moment, I knew there was something different I wanted to do with my life. You know, I wanted to become a pastor, I wanted to become a preacher, or I wanted to become a minister of the word, if I can put it like that. So, in the last 15 years or 18 years of that happening, I finished school, but while I was in school, I was a youth leader at my church. I was always at church, and I worked at church after school. I studied theology, I went to another Bible school. I did all of that stuff that I thought a minister should do or a preacher of the Word of God should do, and I enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. And I've been a youth minister or a youth pastor, whatever you want to call it. I've worked with young people, and I've had the opportunity to preach on various places and share some stuff. I've actually had the opportunity to be in a ministry where it's probably one of the best word-based ministries in the world, according to me. I think what stands out about my testimony is not the fact that I gave my life to Jesus when I was very young, or the fact that I went and studied to be a pastor or a minister or any of that things. I think what stands out to me about my testimony is the fact that 18 years down the line, and still daily, there's nothing more precious to me than a relationship with Jesus. Sometimes we don't speak about it openly, not to hide anything, but we just, you live life and you go on. But I just feel that today I want to focus on that piece of my testimony, that moment I gave my life to Him. It wasn't I become the slave of Christianity and stuff like that. It was more of a thing that I got in a relationship with Jesus. It was, and maybe I was too young to understand everything up till where I am today, but even today, looking back, I understand that in my life there is nothing more important than having a relationship with Jesus. I still work at a church, I love the church, I still minister whenever I can, I still preach, I still do all of these things, but the thing that needs to stand out in my life, and I believe for fellow Christians watching and people that's pondering about the thing, what it means to be a Christian, the thing that needs to stand out is you need to have a relationship with Jesus. It's so beautiful to say, yeah, I'm a Christian, I go to church, and it's nice, and it's awesome, and it's good, but having a relationship with somebody who gave his life, what can I say about that? I mean, I think for years and years the church or Christians try to convert people and tell them, if you die tonight, where will you go? And stuff like that, and that just never made sense to me. And why I say that is, if I preach that He's this God of love and everything, that why do I use fear to tell people about this God of love? And that's been bothering me for years and years, until I honestly came to the realization that if I understand that Jesus gave His whole life for me, then I don't have any problem in giving mine for him. But you see, we don't focus on that part. We focus on the part that, don't go to hell and you need to get into heaven. But in actual fact, it's about Jesus. So how can I live for somebody if I don't even know who he is? How can I be in love with anybody if I've never even met them, But here I am, thinking about Jesus, thinking about daily how he looks after us, man. I'm married now, I'm a father now. Years has gone by, but nothing compares to spending time with him. It's just knowing that he gave it all for me. He literally gave it all for me. And it's not like he did something for me, I need to do something for him. No, it's more like, because I love him so much, I want to have a relationship with him. Because I love him so much, I want to have this relationship and have this intimacy with him. And if that sounds weird, I'll explain it like this. I'm married, so I have a wife. But the thing about me and my wife is, if we don't communicate, if we don't speak, if we don't spend time together, then we don't have a relationship. I can speak about her, and I can say she's my wife, and I can call her Mrs. Jacobs, and I can do all of that stuff. But until the moment I spend time with her, it means nothing. So I wanted to encourage you out there today, and I want to say, if you're a Christian watching this, yeah, it's awesome being a Christian. Thinking about my life, it's awesome to have been in a relationship with Jesus. Having God in your life. And if you're not a Christian, that's okay. This is not a video to condemn you and to give you 7 points or 5 points or 4 points and telling you how wrong you are and how bad you are. But I can tell you this, that Jesus, man, is my everything. So I invite you to, if you want to, comment below, send me a message, go to your local minister, do whatever, but I invite you to accept him into your life. I invite you to enjoy him. I invite you to have a relationship with the only person in history that gave his life for you without any hidden motives. I invite you to have a life with Jesus Christ. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, comment below or like this video. I would love to make more of this, but I want you guys to enjoy this. From all of us here, or today it's just been from me here. Thank you so much, and this was my testimony. Bless you.